year and the year before I've achieved everything and I regained all my titles, and so I just thought it was best and the time was right to finish now, so I've announced my retirement.
And do you think that you really miss the sport? It must be difficult being sort of on the outside looking in today.
Well, yeah, I'm looking around and I really wish I was down on the floor, but it's just one of those things.
And you're going to leave it now, and hopefully your successors will be the younger members of the British team. What are your plans for the future? What do you want to coach?
I wouldn't mind coaching, but at the moment I'm just waiting until something might come of my retirement, so I'm just going to hold on for a few weeks before I make any decisions.
And how do you think that Lisa, who obviously now must be pipped as Britain's #1 now that you've retired, and she was second in the British Championships last year, how do you feel that she'll perform today?
Well, looking in today, she's working really well, so it'll just depend on how things go in the competition for her. I hope they go very well, and she could do very well.
And Kathy obviously came in at the last minute. Did this ever happen to you in the sport, where you were called upon at the very last minute?
I don't think so, no.
How do you think she'll feel?
Well, obviously she's going to be very nervous. I mean, I wouldn't like it happening to me, but gymnasts have to learn to cope with these things.
18-year-old from Huddersfield, coming in at the last minute, only being warned about this competition at the beginning of the week. Sukahara Pike, her first vault. She has 2 vaults, the highest of which will score. And her score for that one, 9 dead. A very, very good opening score. And now to the vault, Elsa Chivas from Cuba, a 15-year-old who trains at the Gymnastics Institute in Havana. Beautifully landed Sukahara vault in the straight position, a high tariff, and 9.65, so far the highest scoring vault. Galina Marinova, a 17-year-old student from Varna, a gymnast from Bulgaria who featured in the finals in the World Championships last year. A very nice vault there, a Cuervo, a handspring onto the horse, Barrie off, which is a half twist in the second somersault. 9.6 to score. Lisa Young, our 15-year-old hope, has to concentrate for her first vault. Unfortunately, it looks like the second disaster of the day. She'll score 0 for the vault, but she does have a second opportunity because in the women's work, it is the highest of the 2 to score. Here we see what went wrong exactly. Off the board. And the first hand missed completely, so she had no thrust to be able to somersault. This is really important. She must score. She's only got 1 more opportunity. Little blow of the hair there. You can tell she's rather nervous. A little hesitant to Sukahara in the straight position. Rather flat around the knees, but she'll be only too pleased to get that one under her belt. 9.2 for her first score.
Elsa Chivas from Cuba looks as if she's carrying the sole Cuban hopes now. In the lead at the moment. And on to the second piece of apparatus for the women, the asymmetric bars. The Cuban women overshadowed a little by their men, but Elsa Chivas, the national champion, very promising. Giant circles there. Loses it there. She didn't mean to switch back, meant to come right over the top bar. Didn't make it. Disappointment for her. Perhaps the injury to Suarez affecting her, at 9.35 for Elsa Chivas.
Galina Marinova to the second piece of apparatus, asymmetric bars. Lying in second place at the moment, she really needs a good routine. Looking for fluent swinging movements through handstands there. We have the kreisel, a twist onto the bottom bar. Wrap the bar, and a heft back somersault to dismount from Marinova. A very good routine, and the highest score so far, 9.65.
What?
15-year-old American girl who so far has not had a very good competition. She's lying in equal last place, and we're looking eagerly to see if she can pull us on this piece of apparatus. A beautiful elephant lift to mount.
A little falter there, but so far, good confident routine. She moves very gracefully for a girl who's built as heavily as she is.
Yes, indeed, she is showing mobility, fluency, daring, all of the ingredients of a top-class performer. And virtuosity. That's the grub of a walkover. Only 2 people in the world have yet performed that movement.
That was number 4.
Back somersault to dismount, and that is quite some routine from young Barrie. Score of 9.3, despite the wobbles, so she really has time to live again in this competition.
Galina Marinova from Bulgaria. Currently in first position. The Bulgarians really pushing themselves forward in world gymnastic rankings. A young team, they did very well in the World Championships. And recently, one of Marinova's teammates, Zoya Grancharova, came equal first in the America Cup. Another big international competition. Good fluency there as she put that combination together. The judges looking for gymnasts not to spend too much time setting themselves up. One and a half twist to dismount. A confident routine. She'll be pleased with that, unlike Lisa Young, who had a rather unhappy time on the beam. 9.45 for Marinova.
Lisa, you must be very pleased to have that piece of apparatus over and done with.
Well, quite pleased, but it wasn't as good as I could do, really.
The beam really is the bogey of women's apparatus, but you managed to stay on there. Were you satisfied with your performance?
I was pleased I stayed on, but it was a bit wobbly all the way through. I started a bit wrong, and it never really got going the same.
And I'm sure that you feel now that you have quite a responsibility on your shoulders, because you were second in the British Championships last year, with Mandy's retirement, the responsibility seems to rest on you.
Well, I don't try not to think of that. I just try and do my best and carry on working without thinking of anything like that.
Well, Lisa Young scoring 8.85, and that's really her last chance in the competition. But now Elsa Chivas very much in the competition, into her last piece of apparatus, the floor, and she's currently in second place.
An elegant performance from a very powerful gymnast, Elsa Chivas. 9.35. We don't think that'll be quite enough to take her into the lead.
Now Kathy Williams, for her floor exercise, her last piece. She's in 5th position, and that really is very, very creditable when she didn't have too much time to prepare for this competition.
Very nicely landed double back somersault there from Kathy. So far, from all of the girls, I think this is the best interpretation to the music. Flick-flack, straight back somersault onto one leg to finish, and a very enthusiastic crowd greets Kathy Williams. 9.45, she's really put in an amazing performance today. Barrie Muzbeck pulled up to 3rd place after that amazing beam routine. And we're going to see just what she can do on floor now. And what a super double back somersault. That's the highest double back somersault I've seen from any girl ever, let alone just today.
Barrie Muzbeck really coming into her own on the last two pieces of apparatus. A beautifully elegant floor routine from her there. She's a long way behind Chivas, and that 9.5 must keep her in third place.
Galina Marinova, the leader of the competition so far, and she really would have to make a bad mistake to lose that position. Extremely fit girl. And a triple twisting back somersault in her first run. Only just making the double back pike somersault there, but following it with another difficult move.